Is placing a child with individual needs and differences in a mainstream school helping them thrive or quietly holding them back? Or you've received a diagnosis and are wondering what this journey might look like for a child as they move through their education. So many parents start off leaning towards the option of mainstream school, often for reasons that feel right. Maybe the school has a strong reputation, it's close to home, or a sibling or a cousin already goes there. Sometimes it's simply what was offered. But when it comes to your child's needs, making the right call can feel less strategy and more like a game of chance. So in this video, I will explore why many parents choose mainstream school for their child's hopes and challenges and what it really looks like from a parent's perspective. I will share personal examples of when mainstream school works and why staying empowered to advocate for their needs and abilities to be recognised is so important. And explore the question as to, is mainstream school really best for special educational needs children? My name is Brenda and I'm a parent mentor and a fellow parent. I support parents raising children with individual needs and differences to stay empowered whilst they navigate through procedural challenges. And as a parent, I've experienced those hopes and worries as my son was both at mainstream school and at specialist independent school. And it became very clear to me just how different they really are, even though they are both technically schools. In our situation, my son was in receipt of an EHCP for most of his education. But saying that, the EHCP wasn't always fit for purpose. And in those moments, it felt like the impact of the EHCP didn't have any relevance. Though sending him to a mainstream setting, it was very clear that mainstream schools generally tend to promote a range of academic, social and personal development goals for children. And since mainstream schools tend to focus on things like academic achievement, social skills, discipline and preparation for society and extracurriculum activities, I will explore how these priorities match up with the hopes and concerns of a parent like myself has when they send their child into these environments. Academic achievement is one of the main priorities in mainstream schools, with a strong focus on building core skills like literacy, numeracy and science, along with a wide range of other subjects, as well as providing opportunities for sports, music, arts and clubs to develop well-rounded interests. For many parents, this focus can be reassuring, as it shows that a school wants to offer a well-rounded and engaging education. But when it comes to students in receipt of special educational needs, there are understandably concerns about whether they'll be able to continually meet those expectations. So where is it perceived as being better for special educational needs children? Well, academic achievement is not about capability, but about whether the right support is put in place. With stretched resources and the need for more tailored approaches, we as parents often find ourselves hoping the school will make reasonable adjustments and be open to adapting communication and support in a way that truly meets the needs of our children. Now let's go on to look at social skills. Social development is another key area that mainstream schools aim to promote, often encouraging cooperation, communication and empathy through classwork. And for many of us parents, there is a strong hope that by our children being surrounded by peers of all kinds will help our children build friendships where they feel connected. How is this perceived as being better for special educational needs children? Well, it's not just about learning social skills, but about feeling accepted in a diverse environment rather than being isolated or seen as different. This sense of belonging is important. I mean, after all, as humans, this is, in terms of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, one of the most important human needs. But for children in receipt of special educational needs, where there's an impact of feeling connected can be very beneficial, especially in the early stages of perhaps a early autism diagnosis. Discipline. Discipline and structure are also central values in mainstream schools, where the focus is on helping children learn to follow routines, meet expectations and understand boundaries. And as a parent, it can be really reassuring, especially when you're looking for an environment that offers consistency and predictability, which can be important for some autistic children. The right structure can make them feel safe and supported and able to thrive. But is it best for special educational needs children? That said, concerns can easily arise when schools label a child as unmanageable or suggest that their needs are too severe to accommodate. And I recognise as a parent, we often don't see our children as unmanageable or too severe to be accommodated. And it's not about refusing to accept challenges, but about believing in their potential and hoping that others also believe in that too. It's about hoping for a school that will balance structure with empathy and flexibility. Now let's look at preparation for society. Preparing children for society is a core aim of mainstream education. Schools focus on teaching values like responsibility, independence, to help learners navigate adult life. And as a parent, we hope our children will be equipped to manage real-world scenarios. And being in a mainstream setting can feel like a step towards that. But is it better? Well, it offers exposure to the kinds of environments, routines and social expectations that they may encounter later in life. And this provides reassurance that our child is learning in a world that won't always adapt to them. I mean, mainstream schooling is what most people are familiar with. It's often seen as the default path, which can make other alternative options feel so overwhelming or uncertain, especially if we haven't experienced them ourselves. And that familiarity, combined with the goal of future readiness, can help ease some of the fear that come with making big decisions about our child's education. So what is the answer? Is mainstream really the best fit for children with special educational needs? Well, in my opinion, there is no one-fits-all answer. I mean, you tell me. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, so please share below. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If the decision for you about whether to choose a mainstream or a specialist independent school is still a decision that you're having to make, why not take a look at this video? Or alternatively, if you're navigating through the special educational needs processes and are looking at ways to stay empowered, why not check out this playlist? But for now, keep doing what you're doing, stay focused, stay empowered and keep creating progress. Thank you for listening.